One thing I frequently hear from flat earth skeptics is why don't we see the sun change size? What they fail to comprehend, however, is the fact that we can see the sun change size. Of course, not with human eyes. First, we need to take a look at some of the proofs that globalists use to back up their false claim. This time-lapse of a sunset shown here is from a video called Sunset Time-Lapse HD. Many skeptics often think to themselves that by zooming in on a sunset, just like this video does, that this proves the sun doesn't change size. However, what we don't see in this video is this: the sun's entire path and size before it got to that setting point. If something is about to vanish below the horizon and you zoom in, you are extremely limiting your view of the sun's path by only getting a small portion of that path. The sun is still huge. You can't watch it change size in such a small frame of motion. To actually watch the sun change size, you will need to be in a place with a good view of the sunset and sunrise. As you can see in this drawing, I made an example of what we observe. The only times of the day you are going to see the sun change size is during the rising and setting motions of the sun's path. You have to remember, although the sun is smaller than what mainstream science tells us, the sun is still huge. It's not like you're going to watch it shrink until it's super small and vanish from your view from ground level. No. The only way you'll experience that is above Earth's atmosphere in space. Although it is possible to watch changes in the sun's size during the middle section of this picture, it is more obvious during the setting and rising motions. However, I will prove the middle part later in this video. Here is an example of the sun shrinking in size during the setting motion. You get to see in this time lapse the sun before reaching the setting motion, then watch it set. The shrink in size is very obvious. The skeptics claim, however, that you are only viewing the glare shrink and not the sun. This is a false excuse, however. If you have seen my Flat Earth Sun is Real video with the flashlight experiment, you can see that in this video the glare shrinks until it's gone. Are we going to sit there and say that the glare is only shrinking in the video, but the flashlight itself isn't? Do not be ridiculous, people. Trust your eyes. Here is another example of the sun shrinking during a sunset time lapse. The change is very obvious. And here is yet another change in size during a sunset. Watch the sun change size in all of the clips I'm going to show. Even watch the moon change size in all the clips I'm going to show. Pay attention. I also recently got this comment from someone claiming to prove the sun doesn't change size, which I thought was a bit comical. It reads as follows. These two pictures show that the size of the sun is constant no matter what time of day. I had to use the 10f stop filter on my camera and use the same lens for each picture. Blah blah blah. I do have to admit the photo taken on 323 was with the lens zoomed at 62mm instead of 70mm. But that would only make the sun look a little smaller. I believe that is the case. Either way, the times were at 4:47 p.m. on the first photo and 11:41 a.m. on the second photo. This means that the sun is very far away to look the same all the time. And yeah, what this person proved though is that the sun does change size, because if you compare them, they aren't even the same size. The second one on the right at 4:47 p.m. is very slightly bigger. Aside from his horrible attempt though, as you can see in this drawing, he chose to prove his point at midday during both times when the sun is still somewhat in the middle portion of this drawing. Another proof of the small flat earth sun is the sunlight during sunsets. In this photo, this is a sunset from the ISS. You can see the sunlight fades evenly over the whole side of the earth shown. However, as you can see in this time lapse from the Las Vegas Strip, the sunlight during the sunset fades panning toward the left, leaving the right side dark first. This does not coincide with their fake ISS sunset, which fades evenly everywhere. This proves the sun's small, local radius of light. Another silly globe earther comment I frequently get is this: that if you watch the sunset at the beach, for example sitting on the ground, then go somewhere higher, the sun comes back into view, proving the globe. This is completely ridiculous, however, and is just merely perspective, something a lot of people are having a hard time comprehending. As you can see in this example, I point the camera at the golf ball on the ground, and when I go higher, you get a better view of it. Does that mean there was a curve on the ground? Of course not. Obviously, the higher you are, the farther out you can see on a flat plane. Although you can watch the sun, depending on your view, change size slightly, to actually watch it change size a considerable amount, you would have to be above Earth to take out the perspective and atmospheric factors that limit us from seeing this down on Earth. As you can see in this video I always refer to, footage taken from a balloon released in the mountains in Russia, we get a good view of the sun and the moon in the same shot. The moon, as you can see, is far off in the distance and significantly smaller. This would be impossible on a globe. Just like you saw in that video, here you can see sometimes down in our view from Earth, we see the sun and moon in the exact same height. This can only happen on a flat Earth. You should now know that after watching this video, that we can in fact see the sun change size during certain moments of its path, but only a slight change in size due to our low viewpoint on Earth, and to watch it change size a considerable amount, you would have to be above Earth to get the best view of the size change. And with that, I'm going to share one last thing which someone brought to my attention which I thought was particularly strange. First, look at this video with an unknown illuminated star of some kind near the sun.
Okay, so here I am out here in September, and as you can see, there's obviously a really very clear planet that is right north of the sun. And wow, I would love to say it was the moon, but since the moon happens to be right here on the opposite side, there's no way it is. And since we all have been taught in school that Mercury and Venus do not show up, oh, just look at that planet just beaming and shining right now. Somebody tell me what it is. Thank you.
I wonder what this could be. Could they be the bodies I talked about in my eclipse video? Or just other unknown stars we aren't aware of? Who knows? I do know that in this moonset clip, we see a bigger object than the other stars go down in front of the moon at the same path. Either way, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.